Jean, do you have a minute? I'm fine. What's up? I'm going to be able to come back to America soon. Really? Yeah, I can't stay long, but I'll have time to take care of a few things. Oh, that's great. I'm sorry for all the trouble I've caused you. What are you talking about? I didn't really do anything. You work for a company and don't get much time off. I'm sorry. Oh, I've got it. You don't need to worry. So, have you settled down? It's not easy. It's expensive just to get by. That's true, isn't it? Prices have been going up for a while now. I've got no time to be poor, though. Haha. Well, if you can joke like that, I'm sure you're not in a tight situation. Well, it's tough, but I'm doing my best. Don't worry about me, okay? Anyway, take care of yourself and come home, sis. Thank you. I'll call you when I get home. Tell Mr. Nick I said hi. I will. I'll be waiting for you. Jean, are you busy now? I'm just coming home from work. Is something wrong? Has Nick told you yet? Told me what? Oh, he hasn't? It's been 5 years since my husband died, right? Yes. I'm getting a little old, and it's getting lonely living all on my own. That's why I asked Nick if I could move in with you. Did you? I haven't heard anything from Nick. He's busy with work too. Maybe he forgot? I think he may have just dazed off and forgot to tell me. That's rude. My son would never daze off at work. But it's true. Well, whatever. I was wondering if you'd consider it. Huh? You can't move in right now. Because I've been talking to Nick about it for quite some time. I had no idea. This is the first I'm hearing about this. Then give it a thought. So, we can't live together right now. Our family's financial situation is on the edge right now. It might be really difficult to add you into the mix. Huh? I'm not that high maintenance. Plus, Nick is making so much money. Why can't I take care of him by myself? You really haven't heard anything from Nick? About what? No, it's fine if you haven't heard anything. Anyway, our finances aren't looking too good right now. And we don't have enough rooms in our apartment. So it will be a little while before we can live together. My, you really don't want to live with me, do you? That's not true. Nick is your only son. I'm planning to have you live with us later on. But you are still in good health. Could you please wait a little longer? Hey, I want to move in with you right away, so get your living situation in order as soon as possible. Okay. Jean, have you thought about the moving yet? Huh? It's only been 3 days. There's no way that my living situation would be ready in just 3 days, is there? It's your duty as a wife to take care of that, isn't it? You said you were looking for a bigger place to live because it's too small at the moment, right? In the future, so it's not right now. We're having trouble with money too. It's not something we can afford right now. Why? Nick works hard every day, doesn't he? If Nick earns enough money, there's no reason we would be short of money. Unless you're the kind of person who can't manage a household budget? Wait a minute. I'm pretty serious about managing my finances. If I wasn't, I'd be on the streets. Are you kidding me? If Nick's income is not enough, then maybe you're spending a bit too much. Huh? What do you mean? If we made that kind of money, I would. But that's not the case. Then why don't you work? I've been working, though. I've been working since I was single. Then why don't you work more? I don't have the time. If you want to move in together so quickly, why don't you work as well?
Huh? Are you going to tell an old person to get a job? What kind of a wife are you?
You're still in good health. I'm sure you can work part-time somewhere. If you can help pay rent with that, you can move in right now.
Don't be silly. Why should I pay the rent? Usually it's the other way around, isn't it? Don't the kids take care of the parents?
If I could do that, I would. But we can't do that.
What the hell are you doing with Nick's income then?
What do you mean, what am I doing with it? I spend it on living expenses. We're not living luxuriously or anything.
What do you mean? Nick is earning money, but he can't pay for rent and moving expenses?
If that's the case, please talk to Nick, not me. Mom?
Oh, Jean, what is it?
Is Nick visiting you? He hasn't been home for about 5 days now.
Nick's at home.
Why hasn't he come home?
Are you really that clueless? You don't care about your mother-in-law at all.
Is that the reason?
What other reason could there be? We were making plans for the future together.
What plans?
I've told you many times, living together.
Are you still talking about that? Well, it's true that Nick should know the situation best, though.
Nick's very concerned about my living situation. I'm really lonely, you know. We're gonna find a nice bungalow. He said I'll soon have a nice spacious house where I can enjoy my time with him.
Huh? How could you say that?
What do you mean? I'm sure it's no big deal for Nick. My son earns over $8,000 a month.
What?
And yet you don't give him any attention at all. You should take better care of him.
It's not that I don't try to give him attention. It's just that I don't have time. You wouldn't understand.
What's it like to be a wife who doesn't take care of her husband like you do? You're right. I don't understand.
What are you even saying?
Anyway, me and Nick need to discuss and prepare for moving in together. I'm going to stay here with him for a while longer. It'll be easier for you too that way, right?
Well, I won't have to worry about meals or laundry, but I don't know, it just doesn't feel right.
See you later.
Jean, can I talk to you for a minute? Sis? Yeah, what's wrong?
I'm back safe and sound.
Well, good. Let's have dinner together.
Yeah, of course I will, but...
What's up?
I'm at our house right now, and I was gonna pull the weeds, but... Jean, you weeded the house, didn't you?
Weeds? Sorry, I've been working late and haven't been able to get over to the house.
But the garden is neat and tidy now that it's been weeded. I thought you were the one that did this, Jean.
No, I didn't.
So, there might be someone in the house?
What? A burglar?
I don't know. I thought I closed the curtains too.
Yeah, they were closed when I went there last time as well.
Now I can only see the inner curtains.
So, someone's been opening and closing the curtains? I'm the only one with a key to that house, right?
Yes, because I left it in your hands.
That key is kept in our safe. Only I and one other person can open that safe.
Nick?
Yes.
But what is Nick doing in our house?
I don't know.
I'll go check with the neighbors.
Please, sis. Sorry.
Jean?
Sis, how did it go?
Yeah, that's the thing. The neighbors said you moved back in about a week ago.
Huh?
A mother and son? They all said they came to say hi.
No way.
What's wrong, Jean?
Actually, my mother-in-law asked me if she could move in. I told her that we don't have any money right now and that we'd have to wait a little longer. Then, for some reason, Nick didn't come home anymore. I asked her about it and she said he was staying with her.
What is Nick doing?
I don't know at the time, but now I think I've solved the mystery. That was about a week ago.
I see.
That's when she said Nick said he's looking for a bungalow. I think that bungalow was our house.
What?
What in the world was she thinking? Nick knows that you and your husband won't be back for a few years. He was going to move in and live in your house. What a man. I can't forgive him.
Jean, calm down. There's gotta be something we can do.
Well, first I'll try to message Mom.
Okay, you do that. Then I'll wait for you to tell me what happens. We'll be at Mom and Dad's for now, so don't worry.
Okay. Mom, please pick up the phone.
Hey, Jean, what's up?
I'm at your house, but it's vacant. What happened?
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Actually, we've moved out.
We?
With Nick. I was gonna tell you sooner or later. But you were reluctant to let me move in, so I left you alone for a while.
So, you're with Nick too?
Yes, because you don't seem to appreciate a boy who makes stacks. We were wondering what to do with you.
Huh?
Since you've been so cheeky every time I talk to you, I was thinking you should divorce Nick.
Divorce? That might be a good idea, wouldn't it?
You're living on Nick's income. How can you say such a thing? You shouldn't joke about it.
No, I'm not joking. Mom, do you seriously think Nick is earning that much money?
It's obvious, isn't it? That's why I care so much about Nick. I'm not like someone here.
Okay, let me ask you. Nick came to live with you, right? Did he go to work?
Huh?
I don't think someone who can earn $1 million would take weeks off of work.
Nick said it was because he could work from home.
Nick, you really are a liar and a scumbag, aren't you?
Watch your mouth. Nick doesn't need a wife that talks about him like that. You will get a divorce.
Fine. I don't want a husband who complains a lot and only makes $200 a month.
Huh? What are you talking about? What do you mean $200 a month?
It's Nick's monthly income. He only works part-time. And that part-time job, he's been skipping it for the past 2 weeks, hasn't he?
What?
I'm telling the truth. His monthly income is only $200. How do you expect to live for a month on that?
Stop lying.
I'm not lying. I brought my savings account book because I knew you would say so. I'll take a picture and send it to you now.
It's a picture. You can do whatever you want with it. You rewrote the text in the picture, didn't you?
How can you rewrite text in the picture? I don't know how to do that. I'm telling you, Nick only makes $200.
Stop making up stuff. I'll really get you guys to divorce.
Go for it. I don't want a husband who lies like that.
Really? If you're going to go that far, then fine. I'll live happily with Nick in this house he bought for me, so you can enjoy your life as a single person.
You can't live in that house.
Why not?
Because that house belongs to my sister and her husband.
Huh? You've got to be kidding me. What kind of stuff are you making up this time?
It's you guys that are making things up, aren't you? My sister had to move overseas for a while because of her husband's job transfer. But she just had a new house built, and she didn't want to rent it out to strangers. She asked me to check on her house from time to time.
What on earth are you talking about?
The key to the house was kept in our safe. Only Nick and I can open that safe, right?
What? So you think Nick took the key without permission?
I can't think of anything else. The day Nick stopped coming home, the day you moved into that house, when you put the neighbors' testimonies together, it all adds up.
No way. This is the house Nick bought for me.
If you insist, I can send you the details. The house is my sister and her husband's house. They couldn't have children for many years. They have been undergoing fertility treatment, but they gave up on having children because they were suffering emotionally. They gave up on having a child because they were having a hard time mentally and bought the house with their education fund they had saved up.
Oh no.
But about a month after the house was built, my brother-in-law was transferred to Japan. They had to move out. While my sister and her husband were away, I kept the key to the house and worked around the clock. Sometimes I would change the air or clean out the weeds while I was checking on them. Nick knew about it too.
He knew?
Yes, he knew, and I think that's why he came up with the idea. My sister happened to come home for a bit a few days ago. She went over there a while ago and called me to tell me that something was wrong.
But your sister will go back to Japan soon, right? Then there's no need for this house. Jean, you should negotiate with them to give us the house. You're his wife. You should at least do that.
How thick-skinned can you be? Besides, Nick and I are done.
Why?
I just filed the divorce papers.
What? You're lying to me again. What the fuck? Since Nick's been here all this time, how can he fill out the divorce papers? If he doesn't fill it out, he can't get the divorce.
Actually, he did fill it out.
What? When?
About 5 months ago, I think. You don't seem to know about it. Nick quit the company he was working for.
What?
It's already been 8 months. Nick did not look for a job at all after quitting the company. He was relying solely on my income to survive.
That's a lie. Nick is making more than $8,000.
Eventually, he withdrew all his savings and became a gambling addict. I told him that if anything like this happened again, I would divorce him. So I had him fill out divorce papers and kept them just in case. That's why I was having a hard time making ends meet, even though I had a stable job.
I didn't know that.
No matter how many times I asked him to stop, he showed no sign of stopping the gambling. There were probably times when he'd be out of the house for hours, right?
Come to think of it, he said he'd go out for a meeting or something.
I'm sure he was at the casino. But now, you've tried to take over my sister and her husband's house, so we're done. Get out of that house right now.
Wait a minute. Where are we supposed to live? We sold the house we were living in, remember? We used that money as a down payment to buy this place.
Who told you that?
I left it to Nick.
I'm sure all that money is lost to gambling. I don't think there's a penny left.
Oh no. But if I get kicked out of this house, I won't have anywhere to go, will I? Jean, you should negotiate with your sister and her husband. They should give up this house for your poor mother-in-law.
Mom, you say the funniest things, don't you? Well, we're gonna be divorced, so I guess you aren't my mother-in-law anymore, though. Why should I give my sister's house to a stranger? That will be pointless.
Well, what will happen to us?
I don't know. You acted on your own without even hearing out the details. You have to take responsibility for yourselves.
That's messed up.
Of course. No sane person would think of taking over someone's house. I'm sure the police will be there soon.
The police? What do you mean?
You are trying to steal someone's house. That's a crime, isn't it?
I didn't know anything about it. I just lived here because Nick told me to. Come on, do something about it.
Please tell all that to the police. Me, my sister, nor her husband have anything else to do with this. Now, if you'll excuse me. After that, Nick and my mother-in-law were taken away by the police. Thanks to Nick's uncle, they had a place to return to. But it seems like he told them that he was going to cut off all relations with them after. My ex-husband and my mother-in-law had to pay my sister and her husband reparations. The money they had on hand was now zero. To her dismay, Nick had gambling debts as well. Now, they can't even get a housing contract, so they have to find a job so they can live together. They are both working to death now. Serves them right. My sister and her husband decided to sell the house as well. My brother-in-law's work overseas is going very well, so he doesn't know when he will be able to come home. They were in the middle of thinking about what to do with the house. They laughed and told the real estate agent that it was involved in a strange incident, but they had decided to sell it. The location of the house was good, and the price of the land had skyrocketed. The house sold for almost the same amount as the purchase price. I'm glad I divorced that scumbag so early. I signed a contract for a new condo while continuing to do the work I have been doing. Maybe the single life is for me, huh?
Hey Nadia, where are you right now? I come home from work and you and Ethan aren't home, and my dinner isn't even ready. And what the hell was that letter? I don't get it at all.
Keegan, you're late again today.
It's work, so I can't do anything about it, can I? But forget about that. Answer my question. I'm asking where you are. You're not playing around with Ethan, are you?
I went back to my parents' house.
Your parents' house? Is Ethan with you?
Yes, I brought Ethan with me. Anyway, did you read my letter?
I did.
It's all in the letter.
I'm asking you because I don't know what I'm reading. What do you mean you've only got 3 months to live?
Exactly what it says.
I get it. You're cheating on me.
Huh? Why would I do that?
You need an excuse to break up with me, so you made up the story about dying. You left this stupid letter. And now what? You're at your lover's house?
No, I told you I'm at my parents' house. I had my mother come with me to the hospital today. The doctor explained everything to me. And then they told me I had 3 months to live, and I was so shocked. Even if I went home, you wouldn't be there because of work, so I brought Ethan to my parents' house.
Don't lie to me. It's not right to go out of your way to call your mother who lives so far away. You should have asked me to go with you when it's something so important as this.
What are you talking about? I told you I haven't been feeling well for the past 6 months. But you said it's just my imagination or it's just a cold. You weren't even the littlest bit interested.
I can't help it. I'm busy at work. You can at least go to the doctor by yourself.
So on your day off, I asked you to watch Ethan so I could go to the doctor's. But you told me you wanted to take it easy on your day off, so I wasn't able to go.
Huh? It's my fault? Why didn't you just take Ethan to the hospital with you?
Ethan just turned 2 years old.
It's a mother's job to take care of her child.
But when I'm sick...
Sick is just an excuse. You were pretending to go to the hospital to see your man.
I told you I'm not cheating on you. Why are you so suspicious? I'm just as confused as you are. I've been told I only have 3 months to live.
I doubt you'd go to the trouble of writing a letter to tell me. Why didn't you just tell me in person?
I wanted to tell you in person if I could, but you were too busy with work and I didn't think I could. I thought I'd at least tell you in a letter. I was so scared while I was writing it that my hands were shaking.
You're right. Talk about bad penmanship. You wrote it with your left hand, didn't you? What a stupid little trick you did. Don't tell me you've got 3 months to live or some other obvious lie. You may have thought hard about it, but it won't work on me.
Why don't you believe me? You're an awful person.
Now you're gonna cry me to death. Maybe that's how you got the guy you're having an affair with. Don't play me for a fool.
Well, you should come to the hospital with me next time. The doctor said I should have my husband come with me. Even if you don't believe my explanation, you can believe his, right?
You idiot. Do you think I would fall for that? I wouldn't believe anything a slut says.
Then what am I supposed to do? I've been told I only have a few months to live, and my husband doesn't even trust me.
It's not like a TV drama where you're suddenly told you only have 3 months to live. There's no way I can believe you.
I was really sick, but I didn't go to the hospital, and this is what happened. The doctors were so upset that I didn't go to them before it got so bad. But I never thought I'd be told I didn't have long to live. I'm going crazy with anxiety.
You're already crazy.
What?
Your husband works overtime every day, and you take advantage of it to cheat on him.
That's not true.
If that's what you want, there's not much I can do. I'll get someone else too.
What? Why are you trying to change my disease into me cheating?
I'm divorcing you. Don't come home again.
Wait a minute. Keegan.
Nadia, I heard Keegan kicked you out of the house. I heard you ran away to folks' house because you had nowhere to go. Poor thing with only 3 months to live.
What? Sis? I thought I blocked you a long time ago.
I made another account.
Why did you bother?
I just wanted to find out what your feelings were. Your husband left you with only 3 months to live. You must be in shock.
You're as insidious as ever. I mean, how did you know I left home? I haven't told anyone but our parents and my husband about my life expectancy.
What? You still don't know? That's why Keegan left you.
You've got to be kidding me.
Keegan is dating me. He's at my place right now.
No way. He said he wanted to get a divorce and find someone else. I never thought he'd go out with you, of all people.
What new woman? I've been dating Keegan for a year now.
What? A year?
That's right.
From a year ago means that's when Keegan started to get busy with his work. Sometimes he didn't come home until morning.
Keegan told you that he was working late or something? That wasn't work. He was with me.
Oh my God. All that stuff about me cheating on him? It was actually him cheating on me.
I can't believe you didn't notice for a year. He dumped you because you're that stupid.
I was so busy raising our child that I didn't have time to suspect him of cheating on me.
It's your fault that you neglected your womanhood, using child rearing as an excuse.
Keegan insists that I cheated on him. I told him that if he was so concerned about it, we could talk about it through a lawyer. He suddenly softened his attitude and said he'd spare me the compensation and that I should get a divorce right away. Now I see it's because he knew he was in the wrong.
That's what I mean. You must hate yourself for being so naive.
My medical treatment is going to be expensive, so I didn't want to spend money going through court. I made the mistake of agreeing to the divorce.
Treatment? What's the point? You only have 3 months to live. Instead of wasting your money on something pointless, why don't you give it to Keegan and I for our wedding?
Huh?
I'm getting married to Keegan, and we're having a wedding ceremony next month. It's going to be a lot more luxurious than yours was. I'm so excited. Of course, I'll invite you too. Make sure to get the divorce before the wedding.
Are you kidding me? I'm not going to a cheating bastard's wedding.
I'm not going to let you miss it. It's your sister's wedding too. What will everyone think if my own sister didn't come to my wedding?
You stole your sister's husband, and now you're worried about what everyone will think?
Oh, sorry. You don't have to come after all. You will be a sick, skinny wreck in a month's time. I'm sure you would be too embarrassed to come to a wedding. I hope you'll be watching over us from the afterlife.
I'm not going to the other side until I get my revenge on you. You'll see.
I don't know what a person with 3 months to live is talking about. You really are a sad little girl, aren't you? Your own sister took your husband, and your husband left you, and you have only 3 months to live. I guess you're going to go away all alone. I'd go crazy if I were you.
Don't worry, it won't end like that.
You're being so stubborn again. In the end, you're no match for me. I'm more beautiful and better than you. It was a mistake that you got married before me.
That's how you always try to knock me down. Mom and Dad got sick of it. Then they kicked you out of the house and disowned you. But you came in and took my husband away from me. Don't complain when it comes back to you.
Yeah. Howl like a loser. Don't act so tough and live the rest of your life quietly. I'll take your share of the happiness.
Keegan, you're at my sister's place, right?
What? What are you talking about? I'm still working.
Oh, so it's your job to sleep with my sister?
Huh?
You don't have to fool around anymore. She told me everything. She said you guys have been having an affair for a year. All those times you said you'd be late because of work, you were using it as an excuse to see her. You said I cheated on you, but you were the one who was really cheating on me.
Amelia, I told her not to tell you.
She even went to the trouble of creating a new account to contact me.
I thought it would be a pain in the ass, so I was going to keep quiet until you were gone. Oh well, the cat's out of the bag, so what can you do? You don't have much time left anyway, so let's get a divorce. I'll marry your sister instead.
You're admitting you cheated on me.
Yeah, that's right. I was so surprised when I found out Amelia was your sister. She's nothing like you. She's beautiful and stylish. You lost your figure after you had the baby, and you don't wear much makeup anymore. To be honest, I don't see you as a woman anymore.
Is that why you cheated on me?
Is that so bad?
You used work as an excuse for not helping me with the housework and childcare. I couldn't afford to take care of myself.
Don't blame me. It's only natural for a man to want a pretty girl for a wife, rather than an ugly one.
That doesn't mean it's okay to cheat on your wife. If you wanted to break up with me, you should have talked to me about it before you started dating my sister. You cheated on me for a year, and then made it sound like I cheated on you. Why go through the trouble of asking for a divorce when you've been told you don't have long to live and you're worried?
I want a divorce because you've been told you don't have long to live.
Huh?
To be honest, taking care of someone who is sick is a pain in the ass. The reason you got sick in the first place was because you couldn't take care of yourself.
Do you know the cause of my illness?
Huh? I don't give a shit. I mean, it's all your fault.
It got this bad because I was tired and stressed out, and I didn't get to the hospital fast enough to get checked out.
What the hell is that? Are you trying to say that I'm the one who caused all the stress?
Yes, I am. I'm having a hard time raising a family for the first time, and my husband comes home late all the time, and he won't even let me go to the hospital when I'm sick.
No, that's just paranoia. Either way, it's too late to accuse me of cheating on you now. You agreed to leave me as soon as possible without compensation, right?
But now that the cheating has come to light, I can get compensation. I didn't agree to anything in writing.
What's the point of getting compensation? You have 3 months to live, so even if you get some money, it's a waste. I mean, you'll die by the time we're done with court.
Like I told my sister, I'm not going to die until I get my revenge on you guys.
Well, good luck with that. If you're so inclined, I'll file for compensation too.
Huh? Don't tell me you're going to charge me for cheating on you.
No, I'm not. I'm filing it because I've suffered emotionally, because you married me while pretending to be someone different from your true nature.
My true nature? What are you talking about?
I heard you and your parents kicked Amelia out of their house. You made some crazy accusations and got jealous of the lovely Amelia, didn't you? I'm in a lot of emotional pain because I married a woman I didn't know was such a scumbag. That's why I'm filing for compensation.
Are you stupid? You heard that story from my sister? She deserved to be kicked out. She's always been an enemy of mine. She was bad-mouthing me and breaking things I cherished. She was harassing me behind my back.
Shut up. Amelia is the only one who would never harass anyone. She's a pure and sincere woman.
What the hell are you going on about, cheater?
You're such a jerk for kicking out your own sister. You're getting sick as divine punishment. Suck on that.
Oh yeah, that's enough. Like I said, I'm working on getting compensation. And child support, of course. And if you want to hire a lawyer, you're on your own. I don't know if there's anyone who can represent you.
You're just blabbering on. You only have 3 months to live anyway. By the time you get anything from me, you'll be long gone.
I'll see you in 3 months. I'm gonna make you regret this, so get ready.
Hey, Nadia.
Hey, long time no see, Keegan.
I can't pay compensation and child support anymore.
What are you talking about? Paid on time as promised.
Give me a break. I couldn't even have a wedding with Amelia because you asked for compensation.
I don't give a damn about that.
Are you trying to take away my life too?
Your life? What do you mean?
They found something at the company physical and I went to the hospital for a full checkup. They found something pretty serious. I have to get treatment now, and it's going to cost a fortune. This is no time to be paying your compensation.
Your illness has nothing to do with compensation. In the first place, I really wanted you to pay compensation and child support in one lump sum. But you said you couldn't and got down on your knees. I had no choice but to split it into payments for you.
Well, that was then. This is now. Your ex-husband's life is on the line. You're going to the other side soon, so it doesn't matter if you get the money.
Didn't I tell you? I'm cured.
Huh? That's a lie. I thought you were incurable.
Incurable? Where did you get that delusion from? I wrote that in my pre-divorce letter. They found a tumor, but they couldn't operate on it at the local hospital. If I hadn't gone to a big hospital in the city to have it treated, I would have only had 3 months to live.
What did you say?
I figured you hadn't read the whole letter. After that, I got the referral to a doctor at the big hospital, had the surgery, and made a full recovery. I started working last week.
What? So you're really okay now?
Too bad I didn't die. I told you I wouldn't die until I got back at you and my sister.
Then you don't need any more compensation.
Huh?
If you're working, you're not hurting for money. Don't you have the heart to exempt your ex-husband from paying compensation? I would think you would want to help him as much as possible.
Why should I help you? You have a new wife.
The thing is, I can't count on Amelia.
What?
She's busy with work. She's hardly ever home. I asked her to accompany me to the hospital, but she refused because she had to go on a business trip.
I see. She finally showed her true colors.
Huh?
That's the kind of woman my sister is.
What do you mean?
She dumped you. She's probably at another guy's house around now.
Hey, what are you talking about? Amelia's not that kind of woman. She only loves me, and she said she'd never had a relationship with anyone before she met me.
Never had a relationship with anyone? That girl, she mistook anyone with everyone.
Huh?
The main reason my sister got disowned from my parents' house, she's a slut.
What's that?
It was common for her to have 3 or more boyfriends. She even stole my boyfriend once. And when my parents scolded her, she just said, ugly girls deserve to be dumped. So they decided to disown her.
No way, that's not true. You're just jealous of the cute Amelia and just making up stuff, right?
If you think so, why don't you ask my sister directly? I don't think she'll be honest, though. I mean, she hasn't been home for a while, right? That says everything.
That's not true. You're a liar.
If you say you believe her, I won't stop you. Of course, I won't stop from asking for the compensation. But as my sister's 100th man, you can go to hell together. I mean, I think she's cheating on you as we speak.
How can that be? Amelia is single-minded about me. There can't be any other guy.
Then why don't you just trust her and keep waiting? It's not very manly for a guy who cheated on his wife and dumped her to ask her to reduce the compensation, is it?
Nadia, wait a minute. I'll pay the compensation. Just wait a little bit for the payment.
I decline. I won't wait a day and I won't reduce it by a penny. Well then, good luck.
Oh no, that's impossible.
As I predicted, my sister was having an affair. When Keegan's illness was discovered, she ran away from him. When Keegan found out that I was right, he was furious. My sister, on the other hand, was not so sorry, and she confronted him with a divorce. Keegan's medical condition worsened while they were fighting in the mud. He quit his job and without treatment, waited alone for the end. However, hell waited my sister, who seemed to have successfully escaped. The man's wife found out about the affair. She demanded a large amount of compensation. In the end, my sister and the man she was cheating with decided to break up. She is now working at night to pay the compensation. As for me, I am doing my best at work while my parents help me raise my child. My health is good these days, and I would like to continue to put my health first.
Hey, Tate. I was totally freaked out earlier. You brought your fiancé home today, but are you seriously gonna marry that girl?
Yeah, why not? That's why we came to announce our engagement.
Dang, unbelievable.
What are you trying to say?
That girl? What was her name again? Luna? Oh, man.
What about her?
What's good about that plain and ugly girl? Seriously.
How dare you? She's beautiful.
Love is blind, huh? She's so unimpressive that it's on a level where you'd want to look away. Becoming sisters-in-law with her is just out of the question.
Cut it out, Dahlia. It's beyond rude.
I guess she suits you well. After all, you're a bottom-tier employee for some lame small company, unlike me in a top-notch corporation.
You talk like you got there on your own, but you only got in through Dad's connections, remember? Not something to brag about.
Oh, please. Connections are part of one's abilities. Anyway, you're such an idiot. Even though Dad's running a company, you said you didn't want to rely on him and went through the whole job hunting process. If you had joined his company, you could have become the CEO eventually.
I prefer to decide my own path.
Ha! Trying to be cool.
Whatever. Is that all you wanted to say?
Huh?
You messaged me just to make fun of us, right?
Oh, wait. When you came, I forgot to mention something. I've got some news too.
Well?
I'm getting married soon too.
Wow, congrats. But
What?
your boyfriend's a part-timer or something, right? Is it okay to marry a guy who's without a steady job?
He's no longer a part-timer.
Oh yeah?
Now he's an elite employee working for a top-notch company too.
Wait, you mean...
That's right, he's joining Dad's company as well. He'll undoubtedly take over after Dad and become the CEO in the future.
You've got to be kidding me.
Listen, you think getting a job through connections is a bad thing, but honestly, using whatever you can makes life easier, you know?
I never said using connections is bad. I can't judge others, to be honest.
What are you talking about? You refused to join Dad's company.
Well, it's not like I refused. I wasn't even approached in the first place.
Why don't you ask him to let you in now if you want? Well, you'd end up being bossed around by me and my fiancé, though.
No thanks. Working under you guys would suck.
Being stubborn won't get you out of the bottom tier forever, you know.
Well, I'm not exactly at the bottom. I didn't mean to criticize how you live your life, but don't you think you're relying too much on Dad? Well, Dad who keeps spoiling you is a problem too.
Oh, are you jealous of me?
Oh, come on.
Poor little brother. Come to think of it, you've never been loved by our parents, huh?
True. They always doted on you and hardly ever paid attention to me. Whenever we had fights, they always took your side. I always ended up getting scolded. Honestly, I never felt like I belonged at home.
You were an awkward kid, you know. You should have learned to please them.
I'm just not good at that kind of stuff, unlike you. Getting out of home early was a relief for me. Anyway, I did introduce my fiancé just for the formality, and I plan to invite them to the wedding.
What? You're having a wedding?
Of course.
No way. You work for a small company. Do you even have the money for a wedding?
Been saving up for it diligently.
Oh, so when's the wedding?
Maybe in about half a year.
Okay.
Once the details are set, I'll send you an invitation. Honey, I'm sorry if it was uncomfortable for you today. My sister was being rude, you know? My parents also messed up until they found out who you really are. I genuinely apologize.
I'm totally fine, hon. Your sister mocked me from the start to the end, but your parents apologized so many times afterward. Don't worry about me. Besides, you already told me about them, so I had a pretty good idea of what to expect.
I see. They've always been like that. Honestly, I didn't want to introduce you to them, but if we're getting married, I thought they should meet you at least once. Once the wedding's over, I plan to cut off ties with them.
Thanks for trying to protect me, but being completely detached from them is kinda impossible, right?
Yeah, well, but for sure, we'll keep away from them as much as possible.
Agreed.
Alright, now that we've survived the dreaded introduction to my family, it's time to start looking for wedding venues from tomorrow.
Yay, I'm so excited. Tate, I got the wedding invitation today, but my fiancé and I won't be able to attend.
Oh, really? Any particular reason?
Nah, just don't feel like it. Who wants to see the ugly bride in her wedding dress, you know?
Are you seriously still saying stuff like that?
You're on a low salary, so the wedding is probably gonna be shabby too, right? And the food won't be anything special, I bet. What a waste of my day off to attend.
Well, I don't really mind if you don't come.
Really?
It's totally cool if you guys are absent.
Are you sure? Wouldn't it be a problem if we don't show up?
Why?
Aren't you worried about what the other set of parents will think?
Not really. They understand the situation I've been in. I've already filled them in on everything, including you making fun of her. So if you guys want to skip, it's all good. We're not planning to have such a big wedding to begin with, so there's no problem.
This is boring. Anyway, the wedding is going to be grand.
No, I'm keeping it small by inviting only those who really want there. It's enough for us.
I see. Oh yeah, I got a great idea.
What is it?
I won't invite you guys to my wedding.
Sure, do whatever you want.
Really?
I didn't expect to be invited in the first place, so no worries. Okay, later.
What's up with that indifferent attitude? Ugh, so annoying. Tate, did you get the RSVP for the wedding?
Yeah, got it yesterday. You're not attending, right?
Yep, we are no shows.
Are you sure?
Of course. Nobody wants to go to a bottom-tier wedding like yours. And by the way, we're getting married on the same day as you.
The same day?
Yes.
Did you purposely choose the same day?
Right, on purpose. I even timed it to start at exactly the same time as yours.
What's wrong with you? You're causing trouble for Dad and Mom, you know.
How? They are, of course, coming to my wedding. After all, I'm loved by them. Unlike the lame wedding of the bottom tier you and an ugly girl, we, a high class, can have a flashy and luxurious wedding.
I'm speechless. You're boasting about getting a job through Dad's connections after failing at job hunting. Both of you crying to Dad. What's there to be proud of?
Shut up. Anyway, I've decided to have the wedding on the same day. Gonna show the difference in class.
I think it would be better for you to pick a different day. I know you just want to mess with me, but think about the people who are attending.
Oh, you just don't get it, huh? Being invited to my glamorous wedding is way better than being invited to the dull one of a bottom-tier couple, right? Plus, if it's the same day, they only have to attend one instead of two. I deliberately did it for everyone's sake.
Oh, okay. Then we won't bother preparing seats for you guys.
Don't need you to tell me. I'm so sorry for your depressing wedding without a single family and relatives.
Are you sure about this?
Of course.
You'll regret it later, you know. Instead of being overconfident, you might want to check the situation more carefully.
I don't know what you're talking about. Neither your parents nor your sisters are attending, so maybe you should just cancel your wedding.
I'm not canceling it.
There'll be a bunch of empty seats, you know.
Who's gonna end up with empty seats?
What?
Never mind.
Hey, Tate! What's happening?
My phone wouldn't stop ringing, and of course it's you. I'm busy with wedding stuff right now, so can you wait? Anyway, you're about to start yours, right? Seriously, is it the right time for texting?
No one's showing up.
What?
My ceremony's about to start, but no one's here. Dad and Mom aren't here either, and not a single relative or acquaintance has shown up.
Oh.
Why? Do you know anything? I've told everyone the date and venue.
I don't know about your acquaintances, but all our relatives and of course Mom and Dad are here.
What the heck? Why?
I guess it's your fault. You purposely picked the same date. They had to choose one.
But they were supposed to come to my wedding. It's totally wrong to choose a defiant brother over me.
Too bad for you, but they had no choice but to prioritize me.
What do you mean?
Luna's father is the CEO of a company that has been a business partner with Dad's for a long time.
What?
Dad looks uncomfortable being surrounded by Luna's relatives.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Didn't you know? Luna's father is the second-generation CEO of ABC Corporation, which is the biggest client of Dad's.
That's even bigger than our company. So, Luna is the daughter of the CEO of a top-tier company?
Exactly.
Why didn't you tell me?
Well, I did mention it.
No?
I talked about it when I went to introduce her.
Really?
I hadn't been home in a while, and Dad and Mom didn't even know I was in a relationship with her. When they found out she was the daughter of a business partner, they were freaked out.
What?
While you were busy dissing us, they were turning pale and whispering for you to stop.
Oh.
It looked like you kept ignoring them, but maybe you genuinely didn't notice.
Speaking of which, I vaguely remember her mentioning something about her father running a company.
So you were listening.
But she looked so modest and plain. I thought the company was a small private business.
Nope. ABC Corporation is a big one with branches all over the country.
Dang. If so, why does she look so poor? She should dress nicer and act more like someone with a high status.
Unlike you, she hates dressing up all flashy. Even though her clothes were simple, they were actually expensive and high quality. You probably didn't notice, though.
Ugh. So the reason you suggested I pick a different date was?
Even if Dad spoiled you, he can't skip the big shot client's daughter's wedding, right? I warned you. You never listened.
I just wanted to ruin your wedding by overlapping the date.
It really was to mess around with me.
I always want to be above you. Couldn't stand the thought of you, a bottom tier, having a wedding before me. I was so sure I could ruin your wedding, but I believe Dad and Mom would prioritize mine.
Too bad for you. Well, your little stunt against Luna's been exposed to her parents, so Dad and Mom look pretty uncomfortable being here.
Wait, the fact that no one came to my wedding is your payback?
Of course not. You're the one who scheduled it on the same day after all.
But at least one person could have come to my wedding, right? I bet you were sneaking around making sure no one would show up.
I'm not like you. I don't do shady stuff like that. By the way, did you even bother keeping track of who was and wasn't coming? If you checked the RSVPs, you'd have known Dad and Mom weren't attending yours.
I have no clue. Didn't even send out invites, you know.
What do you mean?
Making paper invites nowadays is so old school. It's a hassle and stamps cost money. I told Dad and Mom verbally. For the rest, I thought it was enough to send an invite over text.
Then did you at least get replies?
Please, a high-class couple getting married, of course. Everyone would show up, right?
Even so, some people might not make it for some reason.
I told those replied they couldn't make it, that there couldn't possibly be anything more important than my wedding. After that, I ignored all their follow-up messages.
That's not considered an invitation, you know.
Why not?
You remember the invite to my wedding, right?
Oh, that stiff one?
Invites are generally like that. You even sent back your RSVP, didn't you?
Well, there was a reply card, so I reluctantly sent it.
Basically, without that kind of exchange, the other side wouldn't think they're invited.
Are you serious?
Geez, even at almost 30, you don't know this stuff? Those who got the message from you probably thought it was a joke or some prank.
No way. I thought everyone I invited would definitely come.
You're too self-centered. It's unbelievable. But your groom's parents and relatives must be there, right?
Yeah, but they thought it was strange no guests from my side were showing up, so they left.
Well then, you might have to cancel your wedding.
No, we rented such a fancy venue.
So you go ahead with 0 attendees then.
Well, Tate, can't you bring everyone over here?
Huh?
Your wedding's just a low-budget, dull affair, right? You should cancel it and reschedule for another day.
Are you stupid? I just revealed Luna's true identity.
Please, come over here.
Absolutely not. I have to go now.
Wait, Tate! Tate, do you have time now? I have a favor to ask.
What now? I'm busy.
Please just listen.
I'm about to leave for our honeymoon. Keep it short.
Can you lend me some money?
What?
We got charged a cancellation fee from the venue.
You guys should be able to handle it yourselves.
Not possible. It's like $10,000.
You work for a top-notch big company, right? You should be able to pay that much.
We expected a generous gift, but didn't get a single cent. Both of us have no savings. Covering it is impossible.
Why not ask Dad then? He'd do anything for you, right?
He won't help me. Luna's dad got really mad because of my disrespect towards her. He said we almost lost a crucial deal because of me.
Oh, I see. Even Dad is fed up with you this time, huh?
This is not a laughing matter. My in-laws are disappointed the wedding got cancelled and won't help us either.
That's unfortunate.
Tate, please, can't you lend me just $5,000? Well, you work for a small company, so you may not have much money to spare. But I know you've been saving up for the future, right? I'll pay you back later. Help me out.
Nope.
Why the heck not? We're family, right?
I don't consider someone who disrespected my wife and tried to ruin our wedding as a family.
Oh, God.
Also, I'm not working for a small company anymore.
Really?
I joined ABC Corp.
No way.
Just so you know, I actually went through the hiring process, unlike you. Still got in through connections, though.
So, are you going to be the CEO someday?
I will try to.
Then lend me the money. You must be earning a lot.
Sorry, it's almost time to leave. Bye.
Wait, Tate! Tate!
In the end, my sister and her husband had to take out a loan to cover the cancellation fee for the venue. What's more, they were looked at as nuisances at my dad's company and ended up resigning. Despite attempting to find new jobs, they couldn't get hired anywhere. Now they're juggling part-time jobs and desperately trying to pay off their debts. As for me, Luna and I rented an apartment near my in-laws and are enjoying our newlywed life. Although it's a nerve-wracking experience to work in a big company, I'm managing to pull through with the support of Luna and my in-laws. Having gone through tough times in my upbringing, I now aspire to build a warm family with my wife for the future.
Sylvia, do you have a minute? I have a favor.
Mom? I'm on my lunch break, so it's fine. What's up?
Can you lend me some money?
Money? What for?
Well, you know.
How much do you need?
Over $50,000.
$50,000? And what do you mean, over?
The more, the better. You should at least understand that.
What the hell do you need that much money for?
It's
not a small amount of money. I can't lend you money I don't even know what it's for. You'll have to find someone else.
Oh, no. Actually, Katie is buying a house, so I thought I'd help her a little.
Sis? She lives in a condo, right?
She's not single and poor like you. Her husband, Sean, makes $300,000 a year. It's natural when he owns some real estate. She has found a good husband.
Then there's no need to help her. She can manage without your money, right? If you really want to help her, why don't you help her when she moves out?
No way. Think about her situation. It's not very comfortable for her to rely everything on him.
They're family. Does it matter? It's not something for you to worry about.
You're so cold. You're a single woman. You don't even know what it's like.
I don't care what you think. There's no need for me to help her buy a new house. Besides, you're too easy on her. You take care of everything.
Isn't that natural? Unlike you, Katie has always been very talented. She's also much more beautiful than you. She even found a husband like Sean, who makes $300,000 a year. I'm happy being her mother.
Sorry for being single.
That's why at least help me with the funds. You don't have to give it to Katie, but just lend me the money.
I don't understand. I refuse.
Why?
How could I have more than $50,000 in savings? Well, even if I did, I wouldn't lend you the money for that reason.
You really make your parent disappointed. Your mother is begging you so much. And look at you. You still live with me and never got married?
But I pay for your living expenses. That's why you don't have to work, right?
Don't be so bossy. Your sister is married to a man who makes $300,000 a year and lives a wealthy life. What a world of difference.
People are happy in different ways. I don't want a life like hers, so it's fine for me.
Well, that's true. It's impossible for you to have the same thing as her.
Don't be rude.
So, about the money?
No, I don't have $50,000 to lend you.
I was a fool to ask you. Sylvia, can I talk to you?
What is it? Is it about the money again? I don't have $50,000.
Yes, I know. I already know that.
Then what now?
Will you get out of the house?
Huh? Why?
Actually, I've decided to put the house on the market.
Why all of a sudden? You didn't tell me.
Why should I ask you?
Why? Because it's also the house I live in.
Just because you live here doesn't mean it's in your name.
That's true, but why all of a sudden?
Actually, Katie found me a nice place to live.
What?
A new apartment was built near their apartment.
What? In that expensive area?
Yes, it's near a station and convenient for everything. So she thought it would be easy for me, who will get old soon.
What? Mom, are you going to buy that apartment?
Well, yeah.
How are you going to pay for it? Of course, it's impossible.
That's why I'm selling the house. Katie and her husband will pay the rest. Isn't it great?
Mom, think about it. That's too convenient.
You're being rude to your sister. Sean makes $300,000 a year, you know? It's more natural to be grateful, isn't it?
Mom, tell her to call me. I'll talk to her directly.
What are you going to talk to her about? You're going to tell her, "Where am I gonna live?" Or, "You're going to ruin my life." Or something like that, huh?
That's true, but I want to talk to her about your apartment.
You don't need to talk about it. I have Katie and her husband with me, and they have my future in mind. I don't need your opinion.
Are you abandoning me? We've lived together all this time.
Don't make me the bad one. I'm about to live my old age in a luxury apartment. You should be happy for me.
You never tried to listen to me.
That's because I have Katie and her husband with me. I have a brilliant son-in-law who makes $300,000 a year, you know? Why should I listen to you, a single daughter living poorly?
Oh, so that's your honest feeling? Then I won't say anything.
If you had lent me the $50,000, none of this would have happened.
What do you mean?
I was actually going to pay the deposit with that money. But you refused, so I decided to sell the house. If I move into the apartment, I won't need this house anymore, right?
That's why...
You're not a child anymore. You can live on your own. Unlike them, I don't need a poor girl who can't make a living, so get out.
Fine. If that's the case, please have them take care of everything from now on. I won't be involved, so keep that in mind.
Of course! I'm going to enjoy an elegant retirement life with them, so I don't want poor you hanging around. Stop relying on your mother forever. Sylvia?
What?
Where do you live now?
Why?
You know, I kicked you out, so I was worried about where you were living.
You don't need to worry about me. I'm not a kid anymore. I've rented an apartment and I'm living on my own.
That's good. I'm relieved.
Well, I have nothing to do with you anymore, so if you'll excuse me.
Wait a minute. I need to tell you something.
What is it? I told you I won't be involved anymore. That means I've cut you off.
Don't say that. Sylvia, can I stay in your apartment for a little while?
Why? You bought a luxury apartment, right? Aren't you going to live an elegant retirement life?
Actually, as soon as I sold the house, I lost contact with Katie and her husband.
What about the necessary documents and money?
They needed them for the procedure of my new apartment, so they took them home. I haven't heard from them since then.
I knew it. That's what I thought.
What? What do you mean?
Didn't you wonder about Sean in the first place? A job that makes $300,000 a year. What kind of job is that? Do you know what he does?
Why would I know? I wouldn't understand even if I hear it.
He didn't go to university. And do you think he has the knowledge to earn $300,000 a year? I don't think he has that kind of talent.
Who knows? Nowadays, if you have computer skills and business sense, you can make as much money as you want. It doesn't matter if his education is low.
He couldn't even give me a quick reply, so I didn't think he has communication skills. Communication is the most important thing to expand business, you know. I felt he was shady.
Are you saying that he's lying? He paid the shortfall to buy me an apartment. You're just jealous because you're poor, huh?
Of course not. I don't need to make a lot of money. Besides, Katie didn't call me.
Oh, she said she didn't want to talk to a poor sister.
I guess you couldn't talk to her anyway. Well then, tell her to call me now. In the meantime, you stay at a hotel or something.
Sylvia, hey. Sylvia, I can't get in touch with Katie or Sean.
Of course not.
What? Do you know something?
You didn't see the news?
What news?
I heard Katie's husband got arrested.
Huh? What do you mean?
That man was a fraud.
What? That's a lie. He's Katie's husband. He made $300,000 a year.
That's exactly why it's suspicious. I told you, he didn't seem to have that kind of business sense.
You knew it?
Kind of.
Why didn't you tell me?
I warned you, didn't I? And I told you many times to make Katie call me.
I know, but I never thought that he would.
You know what? I'm in the real estate business. I can at least tell where the apartments are built. And there is no new apartment being built where you mentioned.
What do you mean?
The apartment you bought was never built anywhere.
Huh? But Sean took me to the show apartment, and he frequently sent me pictures under construction.
You can make it up. There are show apartments everywhere, and I assume he took you to the one of other properties anyway.
No way.
You fell for their line, and they took your house.
That's a lie. Then my house...
It's gone. Once you sell the house, you won't get it back.
Oh no. Then the money from the sale?
You left it all to them, right? Who knows where it is? Maybe they have used it all?
No, I can't accept that. I will have no place to live and no money. I put all my savings to the deposit of the new house.
Oh my, you've fallen for the scam. If you had listened to me, none of this would have happened.
Sylvia, do something about it.
Why me?
Why? You're my daughter.
Don't be silly. You made fun of me being poor, and then you kicked me out of the house.
I'm sorry about that, but this time your mother is in trouble, so you can at least help me?
I thought we have broken off our relations. Do you remember who said, I'm going to enjoy an elegant retirement life with Katie and her husband, so I don't want you, a poor girl, hanging around?
I'm sorry. I apologize.
I don't need an apology now. You and I are strangers now. It's your fault, so figure it out yourself.
Oh no. What happened to Katie?
Huh? You don't know?
What? I haven't seen her, and I haven't been able to reach her.
Well, even if you could reach her, she wouldn't tell you herself.
What?
She knew about Sean, and she helped him scam.
That's not true.
But you can't get in touch with her, right?
That's true, but...
She took the money when you sold the house too, right?
Well, so you're saying Katie was an accomplice?
I guess so. I'm sure more and more evidence will come to light. They're getting information from people who were caught in the pyramid scheme. I think Sean belonged to a big organization.
Oh no. You mean they were involved in crime together?
It's natural to think that way. I heard Katie had a lot of debts.
What? Why?
I don't know. Did she live a luxurious life?
When I think about it, it's true. She traveled abroad a lot. And she stayed in luxury hotels. She always wore brand name clothes. Wait.
Maybe she paid them with borrowed money.
Oh no.
Sean had his eye on Katie, who owned a lot of money. And it's not surprising to think that you were the target, huh?
So you're saying that Katie's marriage was also a lie?
Who knows? I've never had such conversation with her, so I don't know.
Sean definitely tricked her. That excellent girl would never scam.
Maybe you're the only one who thought she was excellent.
Katie is your sister. Why would you say that?
In fact, she's in a lot of debt, right? I can't call her an excellent sister, can you? You're free to believe her or not. Okay, since it has nothing to do with me, please figure out the rest by yourself.
Wait, Sylvia, are you going to abandon me? I have no place to live, no money, nothing. How can you abandon a mother like this?
You abandoned me, didn't you? You believed Katie and Sean and kicked me out of the house and abandoned me. Do you think I'm going to help you? Don't be ridiculous.
No, I didn't know you were so cold.
I don't care what you say. I have no intention of helping you. You're not a child, so you'll have to take care of yourself. I've cut you off, so I'm going to block your number after this conversation.
Wait a minute. Don't say that and help me. I'm a victim too. Sylvia.
Nope. Please stay away from me. Well then, take care. After that, Sean was arrested for fraud, and Katie was arrested for cooperating in the fraud. According to what I heard, there were other crimes and they are now investigating. It will take some more time before a decision is made. My mother, who has lost her house and is penniless, has returned to the countryside where her relatives live. She is staying with the relatives and working several part-time jobs to make ends meet. In the countryside, gossips about Katie and Leah are spread around, so she can't walk with her head held high. I feel a little sorry for her, but I really don't want anything to do with them anymore. I continue to work in the real estate business as usual.
I sincerely hope that there will be no more fraud cases like this one.
Natalie? What was that? That? Wait, are you talking about my fiancé I introduced today? Dad seems to like him. I don't think anything weird happened. What? Are you serious? That's why you'll always be poor. What are you trying to say? If you have something to say, just say it. Did you see the wine your fiancé brought today? Bringing such a cheap wine from the mall for future in-laws. Seriously? Such a completely clueless and poor choice. I was shocked, honestly. Well, maybe it's a wine that you can buy from the mall, but I don't think it was that bad. Plus, Dad likes wine from that store. He was being thoughtful, Mom. Your dad's preferences don't matter. He came to introduce himself as a fiancé. He'll be your future husband, Natalie. He should have brought more luxurious gifts. It's common sense. But unlike you, your sister Hannah understands these things. Last week, her husband gave us an expensive barbecue grill, you know? So it's natural to give us more luxurious gifts for an important day like this. Compared to you, Hannah, who married into a wealthy family, is on a whole different level. She's such a perfect daughter. What? That's what you wanted to say, right? I've heard that line so many times. So, is that all you wanted to say? If you're not gonna bother to get to know my fiancé and keep saying whatever you want, I'll end our conversation. See? Here you go again. I'm telling you, you should fix your attitude. I went to the trouble of arranging a marriage with a wealthy man, and you rejected it. I thought you were dating a much wealthier man, but he's just a dirty, shabby, poor loser. You keep complaining and being stubborn. You never listen to me. I'm not living just to please you, Mom. Here you go again. Don't you disrespect me. Are you gonna repeat the same conversation? You always say that talking with me is a waste of time. But do you realize that you're the one initiating the conversation 90% of the time? Oh, really? Honestly, you're just jealous of Hannah, who married a wealthy man and is filial to me. It's so embarrassing. So, is that all you wanted to say? What? It seems like it. I don't want to waste any more time, so bye, Mom. Hey, sis. Thanks for coming today. I'm sorry for asking you to meet with us suddenly while you're busy with work. Hey, sis. You don't have to apologize. Since my favorite sister is introducing her fiancé, not going wasn't an option. I need to make sure Mom doesn't say anything weird, and I have to keep an eye on things. Thank you so much for that. Thanks to you, it went smoothly and it ended well. As expected, Mom sent me mean texts just now. I knew it. You don't have to worry about that, Natalie. Marrying a wealthy man Mom chose is ridiculous. I'd be happy if you ended up with someone you truly love, Natalie. Thank you. By the way, your husband seemed to have sent something expensive to Mom again. Is everything okay? Yeah, seems that way. He used your credit card to buy and send it to Mom, right? Why not change your card information? Well, I thought about that, but I figured this was a good time and I have a plan. So, don't worry about it. A plan? I'll tell you about it when we meet this weekend. Okay, got it. Anyway, why does your husband keep sending expensive things to Mom one after another? Isn't it a bit unusual to give that much to your mother-in-law? Oh, right. I didn't tell you, did I? Tell me what? My husband's mom isn't his biological mother. Really? His biological mom passed away when he was 5. My husband's current mom is the woman his father married a few years ago, so he doesn't see her as his mother. I don't know if that's the reason, but he seems to treat our mom as if she were his real mom. Ah, I see. I get the situation. But using the wife's money to treat the mother-in-law, and especially that kind of mother-in-law, you know? Well, yeah. I'll tell you more about it when we meet next time. Got it. Well, I know you are smart and know what to do. But if you ever need help, I'm always here for you. Thanks, I appreciate it. I know you're busy with preparations for your wedding in 6 months. If there's anything I can help with, I'm always here for you too. Thank you, sis. Natalie, you go ahead and break off the engagement now. Cancel today's wedding. What are you talking about? You can't just say that on the day of the wedding. I have no intention or reason to do that. Oh, I already contacted the venue to cancel, so it's fine. What? The wealthy guy I arranged for you before is still interested in you. He's willing to support us with a retirement fund of $100,000 if you marry him. So you have no choice but to marry him. No. What? The cancellation notice came from the venue for us to double-check. Of course, we have no intention of canceling, and we've confirmed that the wedding will take place as planned today. What did you say? We are already in the midst of preparations. What about the wealthy man? Are you really gonna disrespect your mother again? What are you talking about? I didn't ask to arrange a marriage for me. You did it on your own. What's your attitude? I made a reservation at a luxury restaurant, and you're gonna meet that wealthy man tonight. I absolutely won't allow you to marry that poor guy. Hey, Mom. After that, I immediately asked the staff to have you leave, but why did you come to the wedding dressed up like you were going to a funeral? Because, considering the scale of the wedding, I thought it would be appropriate to dress up like that. What do you mean? Your wedding literally looks like a funeral. Your husband is a dirty, shabby, poor loser. The guests are only about 20 people, right? Both the husband and the wedding are too lame. In such a lame, poor couple's wedding, it's pitiful to see poor people laughing and enjoying themselves. Even if you dress up well in such a poor-looking place, the dress will just get dirty. We invited only close family to keep the guest list small, as inviting from the groom's side would be endless. Well, it doesn't matter. My goal is to prevent your wedding. If I ruined your wedding like that, the groom will probably give up on you, right? Now, hurry up and come home. You're gonna meet the wealthy man tonight. I'm going on a honeymoon now. What? Honeymoon? I went through with the wedding until the end without you, Mom. We already registered our marriage too. What did you say? The wedding venue was in fuss earlier. It calmed down quickly. What? I informed all the staff and guests at the venue that they should be cautious of you from the beginning. I made sure that if you came, they wouldn't let you into the venue. I also informed the security guard. Really? Well, unfortunately, it looked like some staff got money from you and helped you. everything got sorted out by asking for the right punishment for that person, so I'll let the venue handle the rest. Wait a minute. Putting that aside, Mom, don't you know who I married? Huh? Haven't you heard from my sister? Why are you bringing up your sister now? I see. You still have no interest in stories related to me, huh? You are calling my fiancé a poor loser, but he's gonna be the next president of the parent company of the company where Hannah's husband works. What? The parent company? The next president? No way! Then why did he come to our house in dirty workwear? Well, you made him show up within an hour by threatening not to approve the marriage while he was still at work. He didn't have time to change, so he hurriedly bought a wine and came to our house. He regretted that he couldn't prepare properly at that time. So why the workwear then? That company has a painting company as its subsidiary. He has been assigned as a president of that company for now. What? He sometimes goes to the painting site himself, so he wears workwear. You judge him based on his outfit and call him dirty and shabby. Why didn't you say that first? If I had known, none of this would have happened. I didn't want to say it. What? Why? At the time of Hannah's marriage, your selfish plan to marry your daughters into rich families just for your gain was so obvious. What? What are you talking about? Oh, don't play dumb. Retirement money of $100,000 as a reason for me to get married? Seriously, that's just a lame and self-centered thing to say. And also, that man you are trying to get me married to, he's exactly the poor loser that you hate. What? My fiancé investigated who you were trying to get me married to. Firstly, it was revealed that he was the man who proposed to me 2 years ago. Furthermore, it turned out that he had embezzled at his workplace. Embezzlement? That is how he prepared the retirement fund of $100,000. No way! If you had accepted it, you would have been an accomplice to embezzlement. In the end, it's a good thing I decided to marry someone else, right? Well, So, Mom, I am cutting ties with you from today onwards. What are you saying? I won't allow such a thing. Since you are marrying a wealthy man, you should share your blessing with me. I really hate that kind of thinking. Huh? You married Dad because he was running his own company that time. Dad used to live a luxurious life when he was young, didn't he? But the business went bad and Dad had to close the company and become an ordinary office worker. Nevertheless, Dad worked hard to ensure our family could live a decent life. Both Hannah and I had no complaints about it. But Mom, you could not give up your previous extravagant habits. Even so, our lives are not for you to satisfy your greed. What? Oh, I see. I understand. Well, it's fine. I still have Hannah, after all. My precious daughter who married a wealthy man for my sake. Hannah got divorced not too long ago. What? Divorced? First of all, Hannah's marriage started when the president of her workplace asked her to take on the role of the next president. What? Hannah is the next president? After that, she ended up in an arranged marriage with the president's son. But it turns out he's a bit tight with money. What? Tied with money? Yes. In the first place, the reason Hannah was asked to become the president was because the son who was originally supposed to take over the company turned out to be unfit for the role. What? But Hannah's husband is wealthy and he spends money well, right? He frequently gives me expensive gifts. Do you know where that money for the gift you received from this stingy son comes from? It comes from Hannah's earnings. What? He used Hannah's credit card that were registered in an online shop to buy gifts for you. When Hannah noticed this, she changed the credit card information to her father-in-law's. What? Of course, she got the permission to do that. But do you know what happened next? What? Now his father knows that his son committed credit card fraud. Regardless of family members, using credit cards without permission is a fraud. Moreover, the total amount of fraudulent use was nearly $50,000. $50,000? It's insane, right? I guess he didn't care because no one ever said anything to him about it before. At first, he only bought small things like food, clothes, and accessories. But recently, he spent $5,000 at once without hesitation. So that's why Hannah decided to divorce. Of course, she demanded the money he used with the credit card. She also decided not to pursue becoming the next president and quit her job. Currently, she's looking for a new job. What? Resigned? She gave up the position of the next president and is currently unemployed? What is she thinking? I thought she was a daughter dutifully entering into a wealthy marriage. I never expected she would do such a disrespectful thing to me. I don't see it as disrespectful, and I find your reaction unreasonable. My reaction is unreasonable? Anyway, it's been a long story. But neither Hannah nor I will live our lives the way you want. What? Just so you know, behind most sweet tales, there's usually a catch. Hey, Natalie! We're about to arrive at the airport, so goodbye! While I was on my honeymoon, Hannah took care of most things. Hannah severed ties with Mom, blocked her, and my dad decided to divorce her. My husband and I also disowned Mom. My husband also cut ties with Hannah's ex-husband. Originally, they knew each other, and that's how I met my husband. Despite everything that happened, I'm happy that I was able to marry my husband. My mom, who lost all her source of money, sought help from relatives while crying. But all my relatives know that she tried to ruin my wedding. Nobody helped an insane woman like her. Therefore, she reluctantly began working part-time, but her extravagant habits seem to remain the same. She spends almost all her money on payday, leading to days of accumulating debt. I can see her living through hell in enormous debt soon. Well, I wish her the best. Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.